We are catching up with Kevin Surratt and his wife Traci Braxton this morning. They told Wisdom all about the impact of COVID-19 on their lives, also their thoughts on the Black Lives Matter movement, and more. So here is part one of Wisdom's sit down with the reality TV stars.
So let's talk about life. How's life with everything that's going on? Let's start off with life during this coronavirus pandemic and everybody having to stay in place and not being able to go like they want to go. How's life in your household?
I gotta stand him. well, but that's definitely true, and that's what it is. And but she's lucky. She had a mini vacation. I get up, I go to work every day.
Right.
Being an essential employee, and I'm going and do what I got to do, take care of these wonderful veterans that we serve, and just keeping it moving and being cautious with it too.
Right.
It's real. It's very, very serious right now.
Yeah, I understand. So you were actually out of the house. So Traci didn't have. She was lucky, like you said. She didn't have really to look at your face all day. And get on your nerves.
All night, I had to beg to myself. I'm like, yes. Finally.
You know what, Traci, you sound like my wife. When I told her that, when this all started, I had to go to work and I didn't have to stay at home. I think that's what she said. When I walked out the door that first day, I think I heard her say, yes, go, come back, whatever you're doing.
I got to rush too, Wiz. I got to go, rush out.
Yes.
Hey, baby, walk through the door. Yeah, oh yeah, got all that.
And then when you come back home, you're like, work is over? What you doing here?
Right, I live here.
So look, let's talk about something. Let's switch gears and talk about something completely more serious here. We've all, the entire nation, the entire world has been paying attention to what's been going on. The George Floyd murder, the police brutality cases that have been taking place all over the country, the protest. Let's talk about your reaction to everything that's happening in regards to that.
Well, I mean, initially, Wiz, I thought it was like this another situation that, we've been going throughout. But when I really watched the video and I saw everything, it really hit me like a ton of bricks. And one, because I've experienced police brutality back in the 80s, and it really hit me just to see someone just actually die, on a video segment like that. I was just shocked. And I had to make Traci turn it off because she was in tears. Mm-hmm. She really cried over this, and
when I heard him say his mother cried for his mother, I think that shook the universe.
So let's talk about where we are in this country when it comes to police brutality and race relations. You have a family, and we've had a lot of conversations in my household about race. We've had a lot of conversations about dealing with the police and going out into the world. I have 3 kids, a 16-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And they all had questions, a lot of questions I didn't have answers to. How are you dealing with these topics, in your household with your entire family?
I think we were ahead of this as far as preparing our kids. I've always talked about, again, like what I went through with the police, beating me up and things of that nature. Then also just making sure you take things and be very cautious about it in reference to if a police will pull you over. I even go around and talk to youth about this, and I've talked to them over the years. So it was kind of easy for me to, talk with my family about it. And when this happened, again, shocking, but at the same token, I really felt like we were ahead of it to a degree.
Mm-hmm. No, I can't say that because I believe, because I'm Black American, in almost every household that I know, our parents told us what we should do and what we should not do.
Right.
And how the underlying racism, even in the police, how they are. So it was taught early in when I was growing up what I needed to do. So we passed that down to our child. Yeah. So it's not a surprising thing now that's happening because we've seen it in our household. We've seen it, in our community. But I think now it's like a sheet. It's just it's uncovered.